Today we're going to talk about layers of the earth. Now in 5th grade you've learned that there are 4 layers of the earth. That's the crust, mantle, core, or the outer core, which would be here, and the inner core. And you've probably seen it in different diagrams where it takes you through the crust, the mantle, the yellow here is the outer core, the red is the inner core. Well, 8th grade we get a little bit more detailed, and we need to have a better understanding of what the consistency of these layers happens to be. So I've highlighted the 6 parts that you really need to understand with green. So you have the crust, which is your outermost layer. You have the mantle, and you'll notice the mantle is from this point up to the crust. Now there's 2 transitions that you probably don't know over here, and that's the lithosphere and the asthenosphere. The lithosphere is the very upper part of the mantle, just below the crust, and the asthenosphere is the top part of the mantle, and it's partially molten, which means it's not solid. It's somewhat melted. It's very like plastic-like. I try to give examples like toothpaste or frosting, where it's very thick and it doesn't look like a fluid, but it is not solid. So that's all part of the mantle. And then you have your outer core and your inner core. The inner core is solid. The outer core is liquid. They are very hot, and it's important to understand that the outer core is liquid and the inner core is solid. So for your assignment, you are going to create me some sort of diagram. And I'm going to help you out here. And we will look at drawing. You're going to get a drawing like this. So your assignment will be completed on a drawing, Google Drawing, and you should have these 6 layers already listed for you when you open up your document. Now how you make your drawing is really up to you. I'm going to give you just a quick example of how you could start. So if I start with this as my outer portion, I can change the color. Maybe I want it to be orange or brown. It doesn't really matter what you use for colors. You could do pink, purple, and green. It doesn't matter to me, just as long as I can see the differences in each layer. So I can't add another brown layer here because that's going to make it too difficult for me to see. So you can see each time that I add a circle inside, I'm getting a new layer. So maybe I want the brown layer to be the crust, and I'm going to have the lithosphere as my orange layer. And you notice that lithosphere is underneath here. If you 2-finger click on that and go to order and bring it to front, you can see how it now puts it on top of the layer. So you got to maybe use order if you're changing the order of your objects. Just make sure you're clicked on the right one. So I need all 6 layers that are listed here. Then you also need to give me little descriptions. I don't care where you put the descriptions at. You could create a key and do your descriptions on the side. You can add a text box and just put the text in here and line it up however you would like to do that. It's really up to you. You just need to meet the requirements that I have on this document right here. So you have to have 6 layers, which is the crust, lithosphere, asthenosphere, mantle, outer core, inner core. You get 6 points for having a description for each. The layers need to be proportional. That means you can't have the crust as your thickest layer because it's actually the thinnest layer. So try to make your layers about the right size. I'm not going to measure them, but we should be able to see that the outer core and inner core layers are somewhat proportionate to what you're going to see in these other diagrams. And then you get a point for having color on all your layers, and a point just for completion. So 15 points for this assignment. If you have any questions on creating your drawing, just send me an email or post in the stream and I can help you out with that.